Today, you're going to get 2 lessons at the same time. First, you're going to improve your pronunciation with lots of practice and hints and tips. And secondly, you're going to learn how to answer one of the most common questions in the whole of English. What's the time? To get the free guide to this lesson, just click the link in the description below. But if you're already a member of our Learners Improvers community, then this will be sent to you automatically. Now, I'm Steve. Let's do this. When an English person wants to find out what the time is, they usually use one of 2 questions. Do you have the right time? Or can you tell me the time? Let's start with the first one. Do you have the right time? Now it might seem strange to you that we add the word right in there. I mean, who would tell you the wrong time? But if you take it out, you're left with, do you have the time? And someone being asked that might think you're asking them to do something. Do you have the time?
Sure. What do you want me to do?
So to avoid that, we usually add that little word right in there, and then it's really obvious what you're asking. Next, let's take a few seconds to go over the pronunciation so it sounds fast and natural. And the first 2 words are do and you. But in everyday English, it would be really strange for someone to say, do you have the right time? Instead, what happens is one of 2 things. First, we can change the vowel sounds in the do and the you, that's the oohs, and swap them for the schwa sound. That's that little sound that's the most common sound in the whole of the English language. So do becomes d and you becomes y. So the sentence now is, do you have the right time? You try. Do you have the right time? The other option we have with the do and the you is to combine them and change them into a j sound. So the sentence becomes, do you have the right time? Try that. Do you have the right time? Now both of these options, the d, y have the right time, or the j have the right time, are perfectly fine. And the good news is, you choose whichever one feels more comfortable with you, use that one, and it's absolutely fine. Now let's look at the other question you might be asked, which is, can you tell me the time? The most important part of this question is, tell me the time. And so that's the strong part of the question. It's the part where we pronounce everything really clearly. Tell me the time. But that means that the can you is weak, and so it will be reduced to make it faster and sound more natural. Change the can to can. Can you hear the difference? Can to can. Just relax your mouth, keep your tongue flat. Can. And once more, we're going to change the vowel sound, the oo in you, with the schwa sound. So it becomes y. So can you becomes can you. Can you tell me the time? Can you tell me the time? You try. To be polite, we're going to add please to the end of both of these questions. But we're also going to use that word please to indicate to the person we're asking that we've finished speaking and it's their turn. And we do this by lowering our voice. So the questions become, can you tell me the time, please? Can you tell me the time, please? When I ask the question, my voice goes up in pitch. Do you have the right time? Time. When I say please, it comes down in pitch. Please. Do you have the right time, please? Do you have the right time, please? You try. So now we know the fast and natural way to ask and be asked about the time. Let's learn the correct way to tell the time. If the time is exactly on the hour like this, we use the phrase o'clock. However, to say this naturally, change the O to a schwa sound. So it becomes o'clock, not o'clock. That sounds strange. Just o'clock. You try. Try and make that schwa sound that's taking the place of the O as soft as you possibly can, but it's still got to be there. You can't say 1 o'clock. It's got to have a little in there, so it's 1 o'clock. So this is 1 o'clock. You try. Now answer these questions.
Can you tell me the time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Here's a tip for you. We don't often use AM and PM when we're speaking English. Instead, we rely on context. For example, if I said I'm going to bed at 11 o'clock, you would assume I meant 11 PM. So the only time that I would add AM or PM if it was unusual for me to be doing something at that time. For example, if I was going to bed at 11 o'clock in the morning, I might say I'm going to bed at 11 AM because it's strange what I'm doing. But if it's not strange, just don't say AM and PM. In English, we usually use 5-minute intervals. And if those 5-minute intervals are between the 12 and the 6, then we use the word past. So this would be 2:05. And this would be 2:10. Notice I'm not adding minutes after any of these. It's not 5 minutes past. It's just 5 past, 10 past. Now, because English is crazy, this time is not 15 past. Instead, we say it's a quarter past because it's a quarter of the clock. So this is a 4:15. Notice the use of two schwas here. The A is changed to a schwa and the ER at the end of quarter is also a schwa. A quarter, a quarter, a quarter past. This is a 4:15. You try. Here you have another option. If you want, you don't have to say that ah. So therefore it just becomes 4:15. So using past, answer these questions.
Can you tell me the time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
When the minute hand reaches the very bottom of the clock, the 6, we say it's 7:30. So this is 7:30. But again, in fast speech, you don't have to pronounce the past. So you could just say, this is 7:30. Whichever one is easier for you is absolutely fine. This is 8:30. This is 8:30. Answer these questions.
Can you tell me the time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
As the minute hand starts going back up the clock on the other side, we use the phrase to and reference the hour that it's going to. So in this case, it's 2:25. Notice I've changed the oo, the vowel sound in to a schwa, t. It's 25 to 2. You try. Also notice we don't use the word o'clock here. Only use o'clock when it's actually on the hour. So it's never 25 to 8 o'clock. It's 25 to 8. Now answer these questions.
Can you tell me the time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Of course, the time won't always be exactly on the 5-minute intervals. And when it's not, we can use one of these two phrases. The first is just gone. So here, it's just gone 10 past 11. Notice again, I don't use the word minutes. It's just gone 10 past 11. Use the phrase it's just gone to answer these questions.
Can you tell me the time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
The other phrase that we can use when the time isn't exactly on those 5-minute intervals is it's nearly. So here, it's nearly 3 o'clock. And this, it's nearly 20 to 10. Use the phrase it's nearly to answer these questions.
Can you tell me the time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Do you have the right time, please?
Now, telling time in English obviously involves the use of numbers. And to make sure you're pronouncing them correctly, check out this video. I'll see you next time.